So I pretty much only book one-way flights when I am using my credit card points for a flight. And you might be thinking, Kylie, why would you do that? Like, the country's not going to let you in if you don't have a return ticket. But there's a strategic reason for this, and this is why people who are experts in points or people that are very savvy like myself pretty much only book one-way flights when using their points. The first thing you're thinking is it's probably way more expensive to book one ways than it is a round-trip ticket. But this is not the case if you know how to redeem your points correctly, which we will get to that in a second. Now, the main reason why I do this and why you should probably do this as well is because you probably know the hardest part of finding a flight to book with your points is finding availability that is a good deal. Now, when you're booking a round trip ticket, you're basically saying you need to find availability on the same airline in both directions. Versus if you book a one-way ticket, maybe you can fly to London on British Airways, but maybe there's no availability on the way back. So maybe you fly United on the way back. But if you were doing a round trip ticket, you would not see those options because those are two different airlines that are not in the same alliance, no code share, nothing like that. One-way tickets, you're giving yourself a much better chance to be able to find availability because you're looking across multiple different airlines versus narrowing down those options a lot when you're doing round trip search. This also applies with flexibility of the airports you fly in and out of. For example, we flew business class to Taiwan from LA, but there was no availability on the return, so we flew from Taipei to Seattle. If you were booking a round-trip ticket, that would be way more complicated than just two one-ways, even though we were flying on the same airline. The other reason I prefer to do this is because of flexibility. When you book round-trip tickets, if you miss the first leg or cancel it or something happens, then they typically cancel the second leg of your flight as well. So it just gives you more options, like maybe you miss a flight or maybe you end up needing to cancel it and then that cancels the whole ticket and then your return flight's way more expensive. So especially when you're using your points, just do one ways, at least for your search. Now let's go back to the very first thing I said for a second, where I said if you are redeeming your points correctly, you don't want to book round trip. But I will do a caveat here. If you are booking in the bank's travel portal, that point price is based entirely on the cash price of the ticket. So in that instance, it probably will be cheaper for you to use your points in the portal booking round trip. But again, this is not what we recommend. You are going to spend way more points if you redeem your points in the portal versus transferring them out to an airline partner. If you don't know what I'm talking about, click on my profile, press follow because I have a ton of videos explaining this, including one that is pinned. If you're new here, I'm Kylie and I teach people how to earn and redeem their points. I learned this a few years ago. I'm just a normal person with a 9-to-5 job that figured out the point system that has allowed me to fly in business class, stay at fancy hotels I could never afford. And I'm here to teach you how to do the same thing.